So, welcome back to Great Scott Marcus, episode that we're kind of just moving through here. I really liked that last ramble, Mark. That was fun. But yeah, this is Great Scott Marcus, a show here on Ramble Entertainment where each and every week we break out into a few small topics we call rambles that we might have some tangential conversations over, and then we have one large topic at the end of the week, which sometimes I forget to post when I'm excited for other things.
Yes.
And so I don't know why we still choose to post this to the internet, but we continue to do it as the internet seems to make our society more polarized. Anyway, so Mark, let's have a conversation.
I think.
I guess. Mark, let's have a conversation about Thanksgiving. So what I almost said about this holiday in the beer section of the Ramble for this episode is that I think that Thanksgiving truly is one of my favorite holidays, and the reason is simply there's no added expectation except just getting together with people and fucking eating some food and drinking some drink, and maybe fucking too. And well,
not your family though.
Yeah, not
well,
your
maybe.
family. Well, I mean, maybe your family.
Husbands
but
and wives can. That's fine.
I don't really approve of incest. That's not my thing. But if that's what you're into and you kind of keep that away from cultures that are against... Anyway!
Yeah, that went sour quick.
Yes, it did. So this has been the topic for Great Scott Marcus. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Oh, man. Mark...
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving definitely, I think, is one of my favorite holidays because, as I accidentally put in there, fucking eating and drinking, and then I went back to what I said was fucking, and then got tangential on that. And I do think that it's kind of one of the last purer holidays where they're just, 4th of July, there has to be fireworks. Same with New Year's, and a lot of expectations around New Year's are like magical things where you connect with a star-crossed lover. And, jazz hands. Anyway.
Jazz hands.
And so, yeah, I really think when it comes to Thanksgiving, there is a lot more kind of just, this is a holiday in kind of its purest form, getting together, enjoying company. And in fact, I think we've actually talked about Christmas on Great Scott Marcus before.
Believe so.
Where I've actually said that, like, Christmas for me is leave me the fuck alone. I got stuff, and I want to hang out with my parents, and maybe, like, one sibling and Jenny, and that's it. And it could be any of the siblings on any given year, but only one of them. And yeah, Thanksgiving is actually a time where I do actually mostly want to see my family, and let's start there. Kind of that concept of it.
I know you and I have talked about this before. I'm not sure if I've discussed this on the show or not, but years ago, it was that simple, and I loved that. Thanksgiving was my cousins and I, on my mom's side of the family would all get together at my grandparents' house and, have all the good stuff, the turkey.
My family actually made it less complicated over the years. My parents were much about giving cards with gifts, and so Thanksgiving would also be the card holiday where we share our Christmas cards.
Nice.
And it was, but again, that was kind of like the more effort side of it, and we took that out. So like, just fuck the cards and let's just have Thanksgiving and give gifts at Christmas.
Yeah.
And I do like that better. But yeah, I still really, really appreciate card giving. In fact, I still have some.
It's almost like a lost art these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
kind of getting buried within culture.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Stephanie's always been big on sending cards and stuff, even for like birthdays and stuff. And it's like it's a nice little, gesture to say thanks or I'm thinking of you kind of things. My Thanksgiving never really had any kind of traditions like that. It was always like I said, pretty basic and super simple. Meet together at one person's house, and that's where it was. And then my grandparents started getting older, and then it started switching from different aunt and uncle houses. But now it's gotten to the point where my cousins, and this is again on my mom's side, and my sister, married with kids, and they've got their in-laws to go to. So now it's like Thanksgiving's become a it's becoming more of a spectacle than I really like it to be.
Oh yeah.
It's just because there's a lot of stuff going on, and last year was a big change, and as creatures of habits, change is hard to really kind of acclimate to, especially when something you've been doing for 20 some years
Yeah,
of your
so,
life
something that's
all of a
kind of
sudden
a
changes.
cultural core.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
And
definitely understand that.
yeah, now last year, went to my parents' house, obviously, and it was just like we kind of had two Thanksgiving things going on at once. It was at my parents' house, and then I think in the morning, my sister and her husband and kids came over. I think maybe one of my aunts or uncles came over for like a Thanksgiving brunch, and then they ended up leaving. And then later on the day, we had Thanksgiving dinner with some other people of the family. It was just like it was nice. Don't get me wrong. I love spending my time with my family and stuff like that. It was just like it kind of sucks to really be like, all right, this is Thanksgiving now. And actually,
That's
this year's gonna
some
be even weirder because I will only be there for about 12 hours because I'm.
that's something I've kind of feared. The
Mhm.
evolution of the holidays as my parents get older and more things go wrong with their aging bodies. It's basically like one of those kind of I hate to say it because with holidays come to
Mhm.
Jesus moments where it's just like eventually these things will change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that
never really thought about it until it actually happened. I think that might have been just a little ignorance on my part, or I don't know what it was, but or maybe just like the idea again that creature of habit and never really thought about that change. But
But to get away from some of the somber side of that, like I've also realized that like I can carry on a lot of this
hmm
if like so with Jenny last year I was able to spoil her. This year not so much, but with new job that potential can return going into next year. My parents have always been like big gift givers, where like they frickin' they go nuts and I like that,
hmm
I like doing that, and I was able to do that for Jenny last year, and honestly, like seeing her open her gifts across Skype, like, and the joy, and a lot of the things we've been able to share this year. In
hmm
fact, that reminds me, I'm gonna go ahead and do this so that I can remember to give her some things that we've shared this year. Um, like it made me well up. I like actually started crying because I was so happy like seeing this thing happen, and it made me realize that that is definitely this thing that I want to carry forward.
hmm
And even if I can't do that with family, if our family spreads out more across the country,
hmm
one of my sisters is not even in the same state anymore, and if that happens, I don't see why I can't live near one of my best friends and
hmm
get together with my best friend and share a very heartfelt Thanksgiving. I could definitely see the two of us enjoying only the two of us
Yeah.
enjoying the fuck out of Thanksgiving, where
Man
like
meals.
we cook a damn good meal, and then we either watch a damn good movie, play some great
hmm
games, and just chill, and like that is still a great Thanksgiving. Or even expand like our network of friends if we happen to
hmm
live together or near each other in the future, and have those friends over, because friendsgiving is also becoming a very
Friendsgiving is
strong
becoming very
aspect of.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only done it a handful of times, but I'm pretty sure this weekend, browsing on social media, Instagram and Snapchat and shit like that, people are like Friendsgiving. I'm like, damn, it's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah, I did it. I actually used to do like a couple, and I think it even got to a few
hmm
in Columbus, and it was very enjoyable. And those are important, and kind of these important things to hold on to. Again, I kind of come back to how small my world has gotten in losing my bird, and it really has made me realize like I shouldn't be as antisocial as I've been.
hmm
You don't have to be a social butterfly all the time, but forming more bonds and forming friendships is actually good, and
Oh yeah.
can really help, especially in times of hardship where you might even lose a family member. And what's important to savor about these holidays are the things that we can share about them, and another part of this topic that I want to get into is like how different our meals might be, because one of my podcasts was actually talking about that. The one guy's an Italian family, and they have like an Italian cuisine sampling where it's like all pastas, and I was just like,
what?
Yeah, I know. And then like another one was like like, what was it? I think lamb or something. I forget what it was they have on Thanksgiving, but it was a very kind of different kind of meat to have on Thanksgiving. But yeah, like it's still interesting that you can cherish Thanksgiving while stepping outside of its boundaries, its cultural boundaries. And I'm curious where we might have our divergences, like with foods.
Yeah. Mine's usually pretty traditional. Well, traditional in my sense, I suppose,
yeah,
which is kind of a dumb thing to say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's shit, man. Turkey. First of all, I also want to ask you this question: is it stuffing or is it dressing?
Now, here's the bigger end to that question in my mind as you brought that up. Is it is the stuffing / dressing cooked inside the turkey or cooked outside the turkey?
God damn.
Now I say it is dressing.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about like we're talking about like the
like if you went to Giant Eagle
stuff,
right, if you went to Giant Eagle right now, there'd be a stovetop box filled with this dry stuff that you add water to and you put in the microwave, and that is stuffing. Stuffing. Did I say dressing? I think
you said dressing earlier.
Yeah, I meant stuffing. It's called stuffing because they put the name stuffing on the box.
Yeah. I'm not sure where dressing comes from, but I mean, I get it that it dresses the turkey or whatever, which that is what I have is turkey. And then I remember someone saying, "Is like, well, like stuffing is what should go inside the turkey, and that's going to be like your." Yeah, it doesn't make. Yeah, I was like, no, like carrots and stuff. That's broth, man. That's not. But no, it's turkey stuffing. Usually potatoes or something, like mashed potatoes or some sort of gravy.
Could be mashed potatoes. Sometimes some kind of potato casserole. I think the potato side of a typical quote unquote Thanksgiving meal is kind of malleable, whereas like you could have like this kind of potato casserole, or even have just like a bunch of baked potatoes that maybe you put some sour cream on, or some chives, or some veggies into it with some butter. Yeah, I think the potatoes are pretty malleable. For me, some of the different things I think, but are still like mainstays, are like this solid Jell-O thing that my mom does, where it's basically green Jell-O with marshmallows mixed into it, like into the consistency, so that it's an opaque Jell-O mold with cherries and additional marshmallows that aren't as mixed into the consistency, and it's this really sweet savory kind of thing. And
sounds good.
When I think about the morose notion of my parents passing away, for some reason what comes to mind is, damn, I got to get my mom's recipes. Cuz
keep the tradition alive, man.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely got to like keep these things especially like some of the ones I really savor going forward. And a big bird, a turkey. For me, I don't think there's any other way around it. You get a turkey. But I respect that others might not go with the turkey.
Like a duck or
a duck. Yeah, I think that might have been the meat. That it might have been a duck. That one of the other guys were talking about.
I'd like to try turducken someday, where it's just like you get the chicken, stuff it in a duck, stuff that in a turkey, and I mean, it sounds like a fuck ton of work I would want to put into it, but I'm curious to see. I like chicken.
There's a Supernatural episode where there's like this black ooze coming out of turducken sandwiches. So I don't think I can ever do anything turducken.
That's fair.
And I also love ducks, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like living chickens, and I eat the shit out of them.
Oh god,
so,
that's like the number one protein source anymore is chickens.
Exactly. And I like pigs too. I think they're adorbs, and I eat them. So
How do you feel about cranberry sauce? That's always a staple at our Thanksgiving, but
It is a staple, but I don't eat it.
I
But
don't
like
either, dude.
the smell of it and seeing it. Like if you and I got together and made a Thanksgiving, I'd be like, dude, we have to pick up cranberries and
Just for it to be there.
Put them in a glass dish, but not eat them.
Yeah, I don't dig cranberry sauce.
We have to find a homeless person and like feed them and make sure that they eat cranberry sauce because somebody's got to eat
What if
this.
nobody likes cranberry sauce, but it's just always there? You're like, fuck it.
It would kind of be like buying a potpourri or like one of these one day like scented things, a scented candle. Like you just put it out for the scent,
for the site. Yeah, for the scent.
Yeah, the sight and the scent.
And it upsets me, like when I see it being brought out and like they open the can and it like flops down on the plate and it's still in the shape of the same fucking can, like it has its like rivets. I'm like, I don't want to eat that. Like, no.
To each their own. I mean, we eat plenty of shit that gets can shaped.
Oh
but,
yeah. It's just funny to me.
It's never been my thing. But yeah, it needs to be there, and yeah. So here's another thing I think that is. For me, always in question of if it should be there or shouldn't be there for Thanksgiving celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Any appetizers whatsoever. Like the little hot dogs or some chips or what have you. Because you can take so much away from the dinner with those.
Usually what we do is we have like, it's always the same shit that's always out for any family event, really. It's like, a veggie platter. You've got carrots and green peppers and cucumbers and some sort of like dip or maybe some cheese slices, stuff like that, where it's like it's not big enough where it's going to take away any notion of what you're about to eat, but it can help warm up your stomach a little bit so you can indulge thoroughly in the feast.
Definitely. Yeah. I want to say yes because I always love the little hot dogs, especially when you roll them in a croissant. And
Fix in a blanket.
Sometimes a great mozzarella stick or like some kind of nacho salad. Great appetizers, and again, Thanksgiving is definitely a lot about the eats, but at the same time, it can take away so much of what you're really there for. And yeah. What do you typically drink on Thanksgiving? We were talking about beer, but that was a lot more seasonal.
Yeah. Man, I almost don't remember, exactly what I was drinking at my grandparents when I was there for Thanksgiving. I mean, we stopped doing that. Well, it's been a couple of years, probably about 5-6 years ago, is when we started like alternating between different family members who hosted. But I was always with my parents, so I'm sure I always had some sort of light beer there. Or actually, early on, I was probably in my beer snob phase. I was just like, I need an IPA, or something like that. Last year when we did like the brunch, of course, I had mimosas.
You had a Thanksgiving brunch?
Yeah, like I said, my parents now, they like separate. We've got like Thanksgiving brunch and dinner because different parts of the family comes in for different things.
So did this actually have breakfast foods?
Yeah, my mom made a breakfast casserole type dish.
Oh wow!
And because that's my sister and brother-in-law came over with the kids, and so we did that. And then they left because they had to go to his parents' place for their Thanksgiving feast, and then we had Thanksgiving dinner with like aunts and uncles and grandparents came over for that.
So like I love breakfast, and I'm totally down for a great brunch.
I'm still in shock from my breakfast I made earlier, dude. That was so fucking good.
But I think that's one of the things I can't. I couldn't break Thanksgiving traditions for a Thanksgiving breakfast.
Now you know how I feel about it.
I would still. But there would also be the pains of like eating a big kind of breakfast brunch and then having to have a measurable Thanksgiving dinner later. Like, oh man, that's my head.
Suck this year's because well, FYI, I'm going to Chicago this coming weekend, so I won't be recording. I won't be back in Columbus until Monday. But,
that's fine. I could use kind of a break to get ready for a larger recording week, so that'll be good.
Yeah, I've got so I'm heading up to back home on Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Gonna have a little bit of brunch. later on in the afternoon, have a little bit of Thanksgiving dinner, around 3 o'clock. And then I got to fucking drive to Chicago. So
Oh wow.
it's gonna be tough.
Now again, what's Chicago for?
One of my college buddies has a wedding out there, and he's and everybody
A
talks about like
Thanksgiving wedding?
That's what they say, but here's why is because he's Pakistani, and it's a traditional Pakistani wedding, so it's very long and elaborate, about 4 days worth of events.
Oh wow.
So really, Thanksgiving is kind of a best day for them to, get people out there, because a lot of people are
long
traveling.
weekend.
Long weekend, and you don't have to take time off work for it. So yeah, I'll be doing that this weekend.
Makes sense.
So it's gonna be a very odd Thanksgiving for me.
Wow, yeah. Travel safely, dude, because the roads, get your tires checked, rotated.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, travel safely. That's another thing. When it comes to traveling for Thanksgiving, I don't want to go far. Like,
it'll be done. I'll be doing it this Wednesday night.
yeah, like when it comes to the holidays for me, I do not travel. We go about 20 minutes maybe. At most, we've gone like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like traveling for the holidays. It's just not something I want to do. I want to chill. I want to be in my happy place, and I want to play some games, talk to my girlfriend, spend a lot of time with her, and just have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Have a good time.
I am not gonna even try there because
I was doing it a lot last night.
Really?
Yeah. Having a good time. I came home and I started talking about pineapples. They're not pine. It's not an apple. It's both. It's a fruit. It's weird.
Peter, it's fine. Listen, if you talk to him like that again. Anyway, so Thanksgiving. I think this is going to end up being a shorter topic, and I'm pretty comfortable with that. Did you have anything to wrap up on?
It's kind of weird. As I've been bitching a little bit about changing of the traditions, and I often find myself fantasizing about the future in a lot of certain circumstances, and one of which is Thanksgiving. I feel like the reason why I like this because it's almost change that I'm putting forward. It's like this could be me changing, not like the situation around me currently. It's like I had no change or say in it. Like sisters, families, blah blah. But like I would love to like host a Thanksgiving dinner. I would love to do it. Significant other at some point hopefully would be there, because I think doing it by myself would probably be a little lonely and like just like not ideal. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that kind of goes in line with that what you're talking about, like that great joy of having. Like I'd love to be able to like fix a bunch of food and have my family like come over and like have a house, like a big dinner, and it just sounds awesome. So I love cooking, and we used to cook together all the time, and it was enjoyable.
Yep. It was. We had many great nights.
And even now, it's like if someone comes over, like if dating a girl, like come over, like I'll make you food. Like that's a great thing to do, and I'd love to do that for Thanksgiving one of these days. That's on my list of hopeful fantasies in my hopefully not too distant future, but I don't see it foreseeable anytime soon.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is just kind of like this kind of tier of the job system we land in coming out of college, where I'm kind of restarting and you're kind of stagnating, unfortunately, and that doesn't help to establish these hopes. But I think those things definitely are decently possible when it comes to like Friendsgiving, and either way, no matter what the future holds, I definitely look forward to still celebrating Thanksgiving with others. So we can do this shit together if it. Wait. All right. Up, down. Up.
I'm actually doing it when you say it, but it's just slight delay.
Yeah, there's a second delay. That's why I gave up. So yeah, either way, I think, dude, love Thanksgiving. I'm glad we can share that love for that holiday, and maybe even in the future, share that love of the holiday together with some good eats and maybe some better company. So Thanks for watching this episode of Great Scott Marcus. Pretty chill episode. There will be no episode next week, as Mark just noted, and we will be back in December, basically.
Yes.
So you guys have a good one out there. Happy holidays. Travel safely. Thanks for watching, and if you like what we had to do here, do the thing, and
do good things, y'all.
Thanks.